In this lecture video, we can learn about the cellular concept in wireless communication. So cellular concept is one of the important method to make access to all the customers in the network. So wireless communication, as we know, the media is wireless. So there are many hidden factors which will disturb the communication and the path of the signal propagation. So by this cellular concept, we are going to learn about a new method so that all the customers in a cellular region can able to access the network. So this concept is a system level idea by which we can say by replacing the high power transmitters with low power transmitters, that is by forming small cells. So here the main concept behind this scenario is, because at first we have some drawbacks, because the earlier mobile radio systems they are operated with single high power transmitters, and also they have used tall towers to broadcast the signals. So some drawbacks we have in this, that is only less number of calls can be handled simultaneously over the cellular region, and also the regulatory organizations cannot able to allocate the spectrum for the increased number of the mobile users. So considering these drawbacks, so what they have done is they led a new way to form small sub cellular stations by forming small cellular region. So each providing a good coverage to only a small portion of the particular cell. So that is a simple concept in the cellular concept. So now a question will arise here, how they will actually form this. So this concept has become a new era in utilizing the spectrum to prevent congestion, to increasing the channel capacity. So what they did is, normally if one cell region is considered with one antenna which is used for serving, so that particular cell was divided into small regions. So after dividing the one cell into small sub-regions, they stopped using the tall towers and high power transmitting antennas, and they utilized small antennas with small tower area, so that it can able to cover that small portion. So each base station is allocated a portion of the total number of channels, and the nearby base stations will be assigned a different group of channels, so that we can able to avoid interference in the base station level. So this is a methodology they have followed in this cellular concept. And when talking about the cellular concept, we need to understand the frequency reusing technology. So frequency reusing is using the same radio frequency within a given area. They are separated by considerable distance, so that we can able to free from interference and to enhance the communication, and we can able to use the spectrum effectively. So what is the main concept here is, we need to always maintain the signal quality, and for this the available total bandwidth is divided into number of subbands for each cells, and this frequency reuse scheme normally allow the WiMAX system operators to reuse the same frequency at different cell site. So there are many methods, that is the thing which now we are going to see about. So how they are forming the free use concept, how they are actually deploying it by forming clusters in a cellular region. So how they are actually splitting the big cells. So these all things we are going to see now. So a service area belong to a cell will be split into small geographic areas. So that it can be called as the word cell. And each base station will be allocated a group of radio channels, and the base stations in the adjacent cells will be assigned with different channel groups, so that we can able to maintain good coverage. At the same time, we can able to avoid interference. So the main technical word is now that is the design process of selecting and allocating channel groups for all of the cellular base stations within a system is called frequency reuse. Otherwise, it can be called as frequency planning. So how we select and how we allocate, that is the main thing here. So for that, there is a process, there is a method. So a conditional method is there by which we can able to form clusters, and we can able to provide a frequency reuse among these clusters. So before going to that one, we also have to know about the cell shape. So in the cellular structure, we have seen about the cell structure is hexagon. So why they have selected the hexagonal shape? That is, with the hexagonal shape of the cell, we can able to provide good coverage throughout, because this hexagonal shape is actually closely approximating the circular pattern. So it will be seems like a circle, so that we can able to operate the cell with the omnidirectional antennas. What is the use of the omnidirectional antenna? Because it can able to radiate the signal throughout in the 360 degrees. So comparable to this square, then triangle, and other shape, we found that by installing the hexagonal shape for the cell region, we can able to provide a good coverage, because it is already totally approximating to the circular shape, so that we can able to implement this. So every individual cell will be in the shape of a hexagon, and we will connect each and every one. Each one of the cell we will connect, and finally we will form a group of cells, and the group of cells we call there is a cluster. So here, when installing this kind of thing, we also have to know about excitation mode. One is called a center excited cell, one is called edge excited cell. In center excited cell, we can say that the base station transmitter is in the center of the cell, so that we can able to use omnidirectional antennas. In the edge excited cell, where we can say about that is fixing the antennas in this edge part, fixing an antenna in this edge corner, so only we say edge excited cell. And how we fix it? By totally dividing the cell regions into a particular metric ratio, so that we can able to provide a sectored directional propagation of the signals. So this is center excited, where the base station is located in the center. This is edge excited, where the base stations are located in the edge or the corner. Then when deploying the frequency reuse concept, we need to form cluster. So considering a cellular system which has a total of S duplex channels, then these S channels can be divided into N cells, that is N for the cluster, and each cell will be allocated a group of K channels, so that the total number of channels we can able to calculate as S equal to K into N. So the total number of available radio channels can be expressed as S equal to K into N. And if this is so, now you are viewing a cluster. Here how many cells are available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So totally 7 cells. These 7 cells form a group. So this group I can call the word that is cluster. Therefore N equal to 7. Nominally the cluster size can be N equal to 4, 7 or 12. So that the frequency reuse factor, that will be 1 by N. So if a cluster is replicated m times within the system, the total number of the duplex channels can be taken as a measure of what, that is C equal to m into k into n. So m times of k into n, that means m into S means the total number of the channels allocated. So S equal to K into N. And mathematically, if you want to form, there is frequency reuse concept. That is a process of allocating coach channels in a cellular system. You need to follow the formula, that is N equal to I square plus Ij plus J square. And I and J are the non-negative integers. So what is the rule we need to follow when we go to allocate the co-channels? So move I cells along any chain of hexagon, then turn 60° counterclockwise, then we move J cells. So that is a process. So here you are weaving 7 cell reuse, and also in other side we are weaving 4 cell reuse. So here, for example, here 7 cell, here also 7, so that you can see here this one cell A, here one unique set of frequency used, in B another set of frequency used, so that there is no chance to occur any adjacent channel interference. But the same A you can find in another cluster. Okay, so this A and this A are the co-channel cells. So how they are located, that is based on the rule adopted. So for example, here you can view a cluster size with N equal to 19. That means how you are getting the 19 means, here with the way I value is 3 and J value is 2. So what is the formula? The formula which we have is N equal to I square plus Ij plus J square. So in forming this cluster size with N equal to 19, here you can say now this is one cell A. So this cell A is now in this cluster. So how to locate another co-channel for this A? So by applying this formula, we can say I equal to 3. So starting from here, so along this chain, so I equal to 3 means 1, 2, 3. So I equal to 3. Then J equal to 2. So when J value is 2, you have to take here counterclockwise, that is anti-clockwise. So 1, 2, 60°. So here, so this A and this A are the co-channel. So when we connect this two, we can say now this part and this section of the two cells are the co-channels. So this is the rule we apply here to allocate and to form co-channels in a cellular system. Thus we can able to prevent interference, we can able to enhance the usage of the spectrum. So that's all in this cellular concept.